Hi, I'm Prospector's wife, Tara. Here's a little taste of my world. It's time for Prospector's Picky Pet Peeves on Rock 107.
All right, my wife and I, we dine out a lot. Probably 3 times a week at a minimum. So needless to say, we go to a lot of different places. We see a lot of different things. And if you listen to the show on a regular basis, well, it would not be shocking to you to learn that some things really bug me about dining out. Here's one. A menu with a paragraph-long description. Just makes reading it torture. If I wanted to read a book, I would have brought my Kindle. I realize some people have to have everything explained to them due to allergies or whatever, but a well-trained wait staff should be able to take care of the minority who will be affected. They can say something like, okay, I have allergies, is there this? And the wait staff, oh no, you're good there, or oh yes, there is, so you probably want to order something out. That way I don't have to suffer through War and Peace to decide what I want to eat.
Nobody cares.
Places that don't accommodate special requests. I'm not talking about ordering off the menu or something like that, or like, hey, can you make a milkshake at a fancy restaurant? No. I'm talking about ordering my food without certain items on it, okay? I realize most people aren't the persnickety little baby that I am when it comes to eating, but I should never be told, I'm sorry, the chef says it comes with this, so you have to get it with that. Get lucid, Chef Ramsay. I'm paying for it. I should be able to order it with some special things, like no mushrooms or simple accommodations like that, you jackhole.
All right.
And finally, I hate when restaurant staff start dragging a mop and a bucket or a vacuum through the dining area and start cleaning while customers are still there. Now, I get it in a diner or some 24-hour joint, but at least wait till that section's closed. However, I've seen it done in purportedly fancy places. And I'm not talking about one table left at 11:45 when the place closed at 10 and the guys are just trying to get home and they're like, you know what, we're going to clean. It'll give them the hint. I'm talking about 8 p.m. during dinner. WTF! Way to ruin the ambiance, man. Unless the customer regurgitates his meal onto the floor or there's a massive spill of some sort, I should never see your cleaning apparatus while I'm eating.
Really? You think that was bad? Try living with him. Love you, honey. Mean it.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Today is National Battery Day. I actually started celebrating it last night. Yep, I just wanted to get a jump start on it. The inventor of Nutella has died. Friends say he may have spread himself too thin. Shakira was hospitalized with abdominal pains. Fortunately, her hips say she'll be okay, and her hips don't lie.
Prospector ruins everything, even the news. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Barry Moore brought back.
Of course I do, Prospector. On Saturday, March 1st, something big is happening in NEPA, and your old pal Prospector is taking part.
Now, you know the show with celebrities would sit in those little boxes like a bunch of well-dressed zoo animals answering trivia questions like, what's the capital of Nebraska? And some guy in the corner is like, Nebraska City. Thanks for playing, Larry. Enjoy your home version of the game. This is what we're talking about. It's called Nep-Tac-Toe, and it's for NEPTA. This is cool. It's happening at the Little Theater of Wilkes-Barre on North Main Street in Wilkes-Barre, and it's exactly what it sounds like. A tic-tac-toe showdown for the ages, and it helps out NEPTA, the Northeast PA Theatrical Alliance. Scott Schaefer from WNEP is doing it. Aaron from Breaking Ben's in, too. There's a very cool stunt woman who started in Northeast PA who's in there, a wrestler. There's a lot of cool people. Lots of notable citizens to be announced.
This is really cool. So
Yeah.
if nothing else, it's a great cause and a chance to watch Prospector try to remember how tic-tac-toe works under pressure.
Will I somehow lose a game designed for second graders? The only way to find out is to be there Saturday, March 1st. The goal of the event is to raise funds for the NEPTA Scholarship Fund. Each year, they award at least one scholarship for a high school senior who's going to college majoring in the arts or arts education, which is wonderful.
It's a night of drinks, laughs, and the greatest game of tic-tac-toe since cavemen scratched it into a rock. Doors open at 6 p.m. so you can grab a drink, mingle, and get in on some of the sweet raffle prizes before the main event kicks off at 7 p.m.
And then, boom, it's game time. Will I dominate the board? Will I make a total fool of myself? There's really only one way to find out. Show up. Get your friends. Grab your tickets. Let's turn Wilkes-Barre into Game Show Central. We'll see you at Nep-Tac-Toe on March 1st. All the details on how you can get your tickets are going to be at www.facebook.com/angryprospector.
Want your chance to be one of the 4 contestants to come up on stage and play? They are picking contestants from the audience, so grab your tickets in advance by Friday, the 21st.
Yeah, this Friday, right?
Yeah, this Friday. I was doing
Gotcha.
the math in my head. For a chance at being the first contestant, they will draw the other 3 in person at the event.
So head to www.nepta.org/neptacto. Buy your tickets there now.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
For over a decade, a 34-year-old man named Sean Stewart and his team have been handing out roses to single and widowed women in Washington state. And since 2015, he's had a Facebook page called Rose Rush where people can nominate recipients. This year, they gave out flowers to more than 120 people.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
Northeast PA's Classic Rock, Rock 107. Good morning, I'm Prospector, and it's time for another Prospector prank call. I got a call from a guy who wants me to prank his buddy. Rock 107, hello.
Hello, Prospector. This is Leon. How are you, man?
I'm good, brother. What's going on, man?
I love your prank calls that you do.
Cool.
And, yeah, it's awesome. And I have this buddy named Justin, and I was really hoping that maybe you could prank call him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we work at ambulance.
No,
and,
don't wait. Don't say the name. Now I got to bleep out the name. All right, so you work at a local ambulance, right?
Yes.
Okay.
A local ambulance company. Look, I know, like, we're looking for people, so I don't know if you could work that into your bit, but I think it'd be awesome if you could do something like that.
All right, let me try and make this happen. Leon, thanks for the call, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, you're the best, Prospector.
So I came up with the idea that I would apply for the job, but only part of the job. It's another Prospector prank call.
This is Justin.
Yeah, hi. I have a question. The other day I was at Duncan, and right across the street, a lady got hit, and the ambulance pulled up, and I watched those guys go to work, and it just got me thinking, like, this has got to be an amazing job. So I wanted to call and figure out, how does somebody get into that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, thanks for calling. So basically, you got to go to school to receive your EMT certification, and usually a 1 to 2 year process, and then after you get that, then you're able to apply to...
1 to 2 years?
Yep, that's right.
No. And so what I need to do, I guess my question is, how long before I'm driving the ambulance?
Well, it's a lot more than just driving, right? So you're going to be...
well, not for me. That's what I'm applying to do, is to be the driver.
Okay, well, we don't have, it's not just a driver, right? So you could be driving it one day, you could be sitting in the back the next day and working on a patient.
No. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to be the doctor. I saw the guy pull up yesterday, and I thought, you know what? I could totally do that.
Well, all the drivers are still qualified EMTs. They don't just drive. It's not just a a job that you have. You don't.
That's
just
what I
have
want
a
to
driver.
do. I just want to be the driver. I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't want to get any blood on me or any of that stuff. It grosses me out. I'd pass out in a heartbeat. But I know how to drive, and I can drive the median and all that, and I know all the roads in Northeast PA.
Sure, right.
I can do all that a lot better than anybody you got. I'd be so fast.
Right. Well, I think you're missing the point here. You got to be qualified, right? You have to have.
I have my driver's license. What more qualified? I have insurance. What do you need? That's what I'm asking.
You can't work on a person just with a driver's license.
I'm not going to work on a person. I'm going to be driving to the person. Correct me if I'm wrong. The faster you get to the hospital, the better, right?
I mean, yes.
Well, that's what I would do. I could drive that ambulance like NASCAR, man. It would blow your mind.
Okay, but here's the deal, man. Not everybody drives every time, right? It's a rotating thing.
But that's what you should be doing. You're doing it wrong. Hire me to be the driver and watch how many...
we're doing it wrong. We've been doing this for 100 years, since we've been driving.
Really? You've been driving an ambulance for 100 years? See, you guys don't even know. I could beat every other ambulance.
So you're going to get them to the hospital. But listen, if you can't work on them...
I don't need to work on them. I'm busy driving. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to cause a crash, get back there while I'm driving?
Get them to the hospital quick. But guess what? By the time you get there, they're not going to be alive.
What's the other guy doing? Sitting there picking his nose? Have them work on him, man.
You know what? Why don't you go drive for Uber or something like that? I mean, because if you're saying you're as fast as you say you are, or if you're as fast...
Well, I tried that, and they didn't want it.
It doesn't sound to me like you'd even be a safe driver.
Well, how much more hurt could somebody get if they're already in an ambulance?
You can hurt other people. There's other people out there on the road.
More customers.
All right. You know what? You clearly don't understand what we do here. You don't understand
So what are you saying? I should just sit around and make prank calls all day?
I think, sure, if you want to make friends, maybe you go be a race car driver, right? That's what your friend says.
Hey, Justin, it's a prank call. It's a Prospector prank call, man. It's not real. You're on Rock 107 right now.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, Leon gave us your number, and he said call. You guys are looking for new applicants.
Oh, my God. I'm going to kill that guy. I thought, you're sitting here telling me we don't know what we're doing over here, and I'm starting to get angry.
Look, man, I'll save you a lot of time. I'm a really good driver. You don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, good luck with that.
I watch them constantly. Constantly, Kate. You take your eyes off them for 3 seconds. Just 3. They're gone. They're like a magician's assistant. They vanish. Like, I look under the table. I'm behind the couch. Where is she? And then I hear it. The sounds of a puppy enthusiastically licking an electrical outlet. No! Don't do that. So now when they're not trying to electrocute themselves, they're chewing on everything. Now the dog's got food. Got a nice little bowl, fancy, healthy puppy growth formula food. But she wants to chew on my shoe, the couch, my car keys. She's gnawing on my wallet like she's at a steakhouse. Like, would you like that? Rare, medium, or completely destroyed?
Trying to get your money.
Right. And then they need to be fed. Like actual food all the time. Every hour, every 2 hours. They act like they haven't eaten in years. Like I just rescued them from a desert. And thank you, kind stranger, for this bountiful gift of kibble. Puka, it's the same food that I gave you an hour ago. And now you're acting like I'm serving filet mignon at a 5-star restaurant. I just don't get it.
And I bet she's giving you those big puppy eyes when you feed her, too.
Absolutely. And she runs around in like little circles like a maniac. It's hilarious. And then, of course, potty training. Yeah, real fun game, right? You take them outside, you stand there forever in the cold. You're like, okay, go ahead, Puka, do your business. And she just stares at you like, what are we trying to accomplish here?
Waiting for you to do something.
Right, and then you go back inside. You give up, and then immediately, poof, she's peeing on the floor like she was doing it on purpose. Oh, I'm teaching you a lesson. You wanted me to go outside? I thought we were just enjoying the fresh air. My bad. By day 3, I realized puppies, as much as they sleep, they really don't sleep because it's a 2-minute nap followed by 4 hours of straight energy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they got the zoomies, they're running around. I'm a zombie. I'm stumbling around drinking coffee straight from the pot. My dog's doing victory laps around the house at 3 in the morning. Yeah, I've learned a lot. Puppies, you know this, they're adorable. They're fun. They're lovable. But if you take your eyes off them for even just a split second, they'll be standing on your kitchen table, eating your wallet, and peeing in your shoe. But I love her, I think. I'm very busy, doing a million things. I understand. I wait a minute, I wait 2, I wait 3, and then I start walking around trying to find somebody, and I find a woman. And I said, I am sorry to bother you, but can you check me out? She went, that's what the bell is for. Now, I didn't see a bell, but I quickly walked back to the counter and found a bell. And when I found it, I hit it as hard as I could and then just kept aggressively banging on it like that until she got all the way over there. And then I said, hey, you're right. The bell works. Does that make me a jerk? What do you think?
I'm saying yes because you went the extra mile to be annoying, Prospector.
I don't like that. Got a text.
Sorry, I was grabbing it. Not a jerk. She was a jerk.
All right, I like that. Going to the rock lines here. Justin from Sweet Valley, Rock 107.
No, I mean, I can understand if stores are short-handed and everything, and, you know, you can kind of understand the lady's probably doing 3 jobs at once. She was probably thinking to herself and said it out loud.
Open mic from the Rock 107 app. Am I a jerk?
Hey, Prospector. No, I don't think it makes you a jerk, mate. Not whatsoever. You know, you asked nicely in the first place. He was very polite. He was very decent. I think he was well within rights. Yeah, I think you're all good.
See, I'm all good. And that guy's from England. They know polite. I'm good. We just end it right now.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Kathy said, yeah, I'm sorry. She's making minimum wage, and she has to put up with jerks like you.
Okay.
And Mel from your Twitter said, not a jerk at all. You deserve an award.
We're going to Carla in West Wyoming. She's on the rock lines, going to chime in here. Am I a jerk? What do you think?
No, you are not. You know what I would have done?
What would you have done?
I would have walked up to the register, looked for the bell like you did, grab the bell, walk up to her, and start ringing it like almost in her face and follow her, ringing the bell all the way to the register. Then gently set the bell down, say, is that good enough for you, ma'am?
That's not a bad approach either. I appreciate that.
Seems a little aggressive to me. Jimmy from your Facebook says, yeah, you were. If I were the employee, I would have gone on break.
That would have been hilarious. Like, it would have infuriated me in the moment, but in the long run, I would have been like, genius move. Got a text in here. You're not a jerk. I would have done the same thing. Ring that bell. Yeah!
Well, Amy from your Instagram said, you're a little extra, but you were not a jerk. She was rude, and you made me laugh with your exploits.
Butch in Uniondale checking in on the Rock lines here. Am I a jerk? Ringing that bell and saying, yeah, the bell does work. What do you think? Rock 107.
Okay, I don't think you're a jerk for ringing a bell.
Right.
I think you're a jerk for going at it like a 300-pound gorilla instead of like Neil Peart during YYZ.
I don't have that kind of sense of rhythm, that delicate touch that Neil has, you know?
But you could have tried.
Rich from Sweet Valley on the Rock lines. What do you think? Am I a jerk?
No, you are not a jerk. I got to tell you, I always say my personality is who I am. My attitude is who you are, so you get what you give.
Oh, that is genius, and I am absolutely stealing that expression because it's perfect.
I do appreciate it. Brian from your Facebook said, you're not a jerk. You waited, you looked for help, and she hit you with attitude before even giving you an answer.
Bingo.
That's on her.
Yep.
Honestly, you just followed her instructions enthusiastically. I'd call that customer feedback, not jerk behavior.
In the question today of am I a jerk for when I go to the lady and say, hey, can you ring me out? She goes, oh, that's what the bell's for. And I walk back over and I aggressively ring that bell until she gets over there and then say, oh, yeah, the bell works. According to you, Northeast PA, barely, just barely, I am not a jerk. Connections. Their names are Aaron Reagan and Alan Richards. They're both 27. They pulled up next to some cops on January 31st and asked how to get to Osage Beach. Turns out they were already in Osage Beach and didn't realize. And that's right around when the cops started thinking maybe they're not sober. The officers they stopped to ask happened to be there doing a training session for drug dogs, so they brought a dog over and found 2 grams of meth. Both men are facing drug possession charges.
Nominee number 2.
You might want to reconsider getting married if you're arguing over the wedding venue. And then what if you get stabbed in the neck? Police in Wisconsin arrested a 22-year-old woman named Kaylee Brantner after she stabbed her fiancé in the neck during an argument about their wedding venue. The boyfriend claims Kaylee was the aggressor and she got out of control when the conversation got heated as he was trying to leave out the back door and he felt a pain in his neck. Kaylee claims it was self-defense and she picked up the knife because she was scared. She said the stabbing happened when she put her hands up when he was coming toward her. There's no indication that the boyfriend's injury is life-threatening. It also sounds like the police believe his version of the story.
And the winner is
the woman who stabbed her fiancé in the neck during an argument over a wedding venue. You're the Yam Bag of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107.
Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.